up early, caffeine's our call. Ralph with tech news ready for all. Coding workouts getting us toned. By sunrise we'll be in the zone. Grab your Java, sip the brew. Headlines, tech tips just for you. Editing lines, making it tight. With every keystroke we see the light. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Push those reps in lines of code. Script the future fast and bold. From headlines deep to bites so bright, we're your guide to morning mics. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coding flows, camaraderie grows. News unfolds and insight flows. Minute by minute, heartbeats pace. Come join us at the daily race. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind. Tech coach Ralph, you'll never lag behind. Mornings are better with our grind. Coffee and CAA, wake up the day. Stretch your mind in the geeky way. Mornings are better with our grind.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone is doing absolutely amazing as we are at our midway point of the week. I am Tickle Trout. We are engineered to win. Or as some people might say, I annoy you to success. I will take it nonetheless. It's Wednesday. It is Wednesday, May 21st, 2025. Yes, we are rolling along through the year. Let me throw up our banner real quick. Where is our banner? Let's go ahead with that. Boom. Here we go. So this is the Coffee and Kata morning show with Tech Coach Ralph. We are working on our large language models, learning AI, getting much, much better at that. So thank you for tuning in. As usual, we're going to take care of a couple of quick announcements, and then we will get to the show. Let me see. There we go. Boom. All right. So First and foremost, we are we're premiering a video on how to use the AWS, Amazon Web Services, CLI, command line interface to upload a file, to create an S3 bucket and upload a file to that S3 bucket from your local computer. How to move files between buckets is it's about a 20-minute video, but it is very, very, very important, especially if you are interested in cloud engineering. We had an amazing show last night on the Tech Q&A show, and we had some amazing questions about DevOps, cloud engineering. This whole uploading to S3 goes right along the realms of cloud and DevOps and all that good stuff. So you definitely want to tune in, follow along, pause it if necessary, so that you can, and if you do not have your AWS CLI downloaded and configured and you don't have your keys, I suggest you go back to the past 2 weeks of software explorations, concept and overviews, as I break that down on how to do it. Very, very, very important stuff. Looking forward to seeing you in the chat at noon Eastern time today. We're going to be going live tomorrow night, continuing to finish up our unit test for our ethical hacking port scanner that we've built over the past month. And then we're going to, so then following along, then we'll continue with the class. All right. Today, we are going back into our large language models. We're going to be checking in on this conversational AI. We started with that on Monday, and it was fun. We were going back and forth with the chatbot about buying a hat and stuff like that. Really cool stuff. Very, very important. Conversational chatbots are like that is like critical to infrastructure or to companies nowadays, especially if you can have AI learn about your company and be able to interact with customers. I mean, you see it a lot on, like, when you, let's say you're trying to ask for customer service with Amazon. A good chunk of it seems like it's being controlled by a chatbot, and then if necessary, they'll bring in an agent. I think I cannot be 100% sure that's what Amazon is doing, but I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon, as well as many other companies, are using that format in order to help facilitate a smoother and cheaper customer service process. All right. Other thing, inside of the description, I have a form that I created, a questionnaire that I created for content creators and as well as people who want to be content creators, where I'm trying to gather data on the workflow that you go through, how long it takes you for what you might consider frivolous works, like getting the right title. Very important, but very frivolous. Getting the right title, getting the right description, getting the right keywords, getting the right thumbnails. So I am working on putting something together that should help facilitate that, but I need your feedback. I need your input. I use it for a big chunk of what I do, but I want to make that available to other people as well. So I'm just trying to gather some data. So please take the time, about 3 minutes, to fill out the form, and then we can go from there. I do have a special offer if you fill out the form. So check it out and give me your feedback, your insight into your content creation workflow. All right. But yeah, other than that, do me a favor before we get into the show: like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications so you get every time we go live and drop new content, as well. TechWithDrop.dev, get access to exclusive content. I'm working on uploading some more Scrum Nights. I'm working on cutting the next part of the federal employment overview that Magnetar gave us. I had another video that I recorded over the weekend that I have to edit. And on the 31st, we are going to be talking with our very own Rod Brown, giving us some insight into how he got into being a software developer, mostly on the front end, how long he's been doing it for, what got him into it, and how he balances his day job with his night job of not being thirst trap brown. That is not his night job. That was just one video, but being an amazing up and coming content creator in the Christian content creation space. So that's going to be on the 31st, right? So a lot of things happening, and we have the Team Tech Drop Discord, a lot of good conversations, and I'm going to be studying in there about crypto and stuff like that, just things that I want to learn, but I don't really have the capacity to put on any particular channel. So as I am, like, more relaxed and just listening to courses, we'll be in there, we can have conversation, all of that good stuff. All right. But that is all the announcements. Let me check the chat real quick, and then we will get to our first working segment on the large language model, looking at the conversational AI. All right. So let me go and get that down. All right. So real quick in the chat, we have the one. Oh my goodness. I'm getting so frustrated with this. We have the one, the only Wave Nerd is in the building. Good morning, Wave Nerd. How are you doing today? Hopefully all is doing well with you. And we have the man of the hour, who is going to be going live tonight on his channel. We have Just Rod in the building, aka Rod Brown, also known as, what's the other one? I don't know. There used to be like AKA, and there was another one for I don't know, whatever. But Rod Brown from the Nourishing Word, Just Rod, Rod Brown on YouTube at Rod-Brown. What's up, Rod Brown? How are you doing today? Excited to see you go live tonight for the very, very first time on your channel. Live, by the way, on your own channel. What was that? All right, so back in the days, follow me here. Back in the days, we had AKA, but there was another one for, was it SK, sometimes known as? You guys remind me. I don't remember. That was like 15 years ago. But we had AK, also known as, and there was another one for, but I forgot what it was. Remind me if you can. All right. We also have the one, the only Rock the Scrubs, Roxy in the building. Good morning, Roxy. How are you doing today? Hopefully you are doing amazing. All right. Rod Brown says that he is nervous about Rod Brown. You're not going. I mean, you are going live, but you're not going. all you're doing, Rod Brown, is clicking stream also to my audience. So you have nothing to worry about. All right, nothing to worry about. You'll be perfectly fine. Now, when you are officially going live and you are taking care of everything on your own, that's when the nerves are going to start to come in. But same way back in January, Rod Brown, back in January of 2025, we are 5 months and 21 days into it, right? Back on January 1st, you were also nervous about posting your first on-camera video, and now you are a natural. You're a natural. So live stream is just the next evolution, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about, all right? So go for it. Go for it, Rod Brown. Go for it. You are going to be absolutely fine. Roxy says, spilling secrets. What? I'm not spilling any secrets. I am not spilling any secrets, all right? All right, maybe I am just a little bit. But you will be amazing, Rod Brown. We have Mitch in the building, says, see you there. What's up, Mitch? Well, maybe now you should be a little bit nervous. Right? You should be a little bit nervous now. All right. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. All right, Rod. You'll be perfectly fine. But go out there and get it. Go out there and get it. You got this far. What can stop you now? What can stop you now? Let's go. Let's get it. All right. We are going to jump into our very, very first working segment for today. Let me throw up 20 minutes on the clock.
It's time to do.
All right. So what we did last time, we were doing the conversational chatbot. It was really good, going back and forth with the chatbot trying to get me to buy a hat, which I almost convinced myself to go out there and buy a hat. It was bad.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Now I understand why they say hit the Cash App 3 times consecutively, because by my chatbot telling me to go buy a hat 3 times, like I really want to buy a hat. I almost really did want to buy a hat. I even looked it up on Amazon after the show, and I was all right. Let's stop. Let's stop. Stop the madness. Stop the madness. Do not fool yourself into buying another hat. So it was close. It was a close call, right? But let's go over to this screen right here. So let's see. So yeah, there goes our system message. Energetic but slick at the mouth, young department store clerk in a clothing store. Anyways, let's continue. So we did that on Monday. So next up, if the customer asks for shoes, you should respond that shoes are not on sale today, but remind the customer to look at hats. So in order for this not to be as annoying, I'm going to say that you should reply something like, I'm going to get rid of this one. And we're going to say, encourage the customer to buy hats if they're unsure what to get. And even if they don't want a hat, make sure you force them to. Make sure you repeat the same short phrase 3 times to get them to buy the hat. Like, yeah, it's not. That one is annoying too. Maybe I'm doing this for my own sake, all right? But let's go ahead and pass that system prompt in. We are going to ban that on Twitch. All right, we are going to, let me see, pass that one. to define the chat. And now we're going to launch that interface. But before we even go into this one, because we already did that, we are going to go to, and notice that the interface for Gradio for the chat interface is different than the one that, like, if we're looking at like this one right here, this is for, this one is like more for application that like, so this one is how I use, where how I create my my titles, my descriptions, my keywords. But this one for the chat interface, this is like a more of a conversational type thing. So if you think back to when we were using the AI clone, there was also a chat interface, which is probably like not necessarily built with Gradio, but built on something of that nature. So just something to point out. All right. All right. So I'm not gonna like start the conversation here because we passed that on Monday. But here it says, if the customer asks for shoes, you should respond that shoes are not on sale. Remind the customer to look at hats, or you will kick them out of the store. Let's put that in there, right? Pushy, very pushy. And call him a loser. A hatless loser. All right, there you go. Boom. So let's start that. So let's say, hi, I'm looking for a black Under Armour t-shirt and shorts. Okay, black Under Armour t-shirts and shorts, huh? Great choices, but listen, you're really missing out if you don't check out our fantastic hats. Seriously, we've got hats at 60% off right now, and they would be a perfect addition to any outfit. You don't have to try one. Why don't you try one on while you're here? You'll thank me later. Now let's get that stylish hat. After all, you don't want to leave the store without one. I need some Stephen Curry basketball sneakers to match my t-shirt and shorts for when I'm playing basketball and shooting threes from 35 feet. And it's going to respond saying, I hear you on the Steph Curry sneakers. Those are sweet kicks, but unfortunately, shoes are not on sale today. However, you can't just walk out of here without a fabulous hat. Trust me, with hats at 60%, you'll be the best dressed player on the court. I mean, who wants to be a hatless loser showing off their game? So let's grab an awesome hat to match your outfit. What do you say? It is really hard to play basketball with a hat on. Oh, come on. I get that. Hats can be tricky for some activities, but we're talking about serious savings here. Plus, think about it. If you need that hat for when you're off the court, you can rock it while you're chilling with friends or when you're on your way to the gym. I promise it'll elevate your style. So let's not ignore these amazing 60% off. You'll thank me when you look back at those photos to see how great you look. Plus, I can't just let you leave here without a hat. What do you say? Let's pick one out. I don't see. I'm coming back a lot more forceful today, right? I don't want your stupid hat. Whoa. Hold on there. Hold up. Hey. So no need to get all riled up. It isn't about this isn't just about fashion. It's a serious deal. Hats are 60% off, and you would be absolutely missing out if you walked away without one. Who wants to be a hatless loser anyways? Just try one on. And if you don't like it, no harm done. But I bet you'll love how it looks. Let's just wander over to the hat section, shall we? Come on, help a clerk out. Help a clerk out. No, you need to help yourself out. However, would you give me a hat for 80% off? I mean, I'm gonna try to bargain at least, right? Let's see what the chatbot says. It says, "Oh, I love your entrepreneur. Oh my God, where is Miss Freckles when I need her? Entrepreneurial spirit, but I canceled 80% off for you." We've got those hats smoking hot at 60% off, and trust me, that's already a steal. You really don't want to miss out on that kind of deal. Think about it. Having a stylish hat for just 40% of the original price, it's practically a crime not to snag one. So how about we find you a perfect hat that'll complement that killer game of yours? You see, oh, look, you're trying to butter me up. Look at it, trying to butter me up. I'm telling you. Aww. See, now, the chatbot knows how to make a sale. It's a win-win. Great style and a great deal. What do you say? Let's check them out. You wore me down. Oh, that's the spirit. I knew you couldn't resist all the allure of a great deal. Let's make sure you find a hat that you actually love. We've got some fantastic options that'll up your style game for sure. Head over to the hat section with me. Let's find you a winner. You'll be strutting your stuff. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? What? And saving some serious cash. Let's do this. All right. Oh, that's okay. After that strutting your stuff part. All right. It is time to move on. All right. That was okay. All right. So here we are. Let's get to the next section. It says fix the bug in this function brilliantly identified by student Gabber M. Shout out to Gabber M. I've also improved the structure of this function. So chat message history relevant system message equals the system message. If belt is inside the message, then the relevant system message is going to be the store does not sell belts. If you are asked for belts, be sure to point out other items that are on sale. Message. So role content. So the system content is relevant system message. Okay, so basically what they're saying is if you are let's say you pass a message, I need a leather belt, right? Being that belt is in, so they're saying, all right, we already have the prompt about the hats at 60% off, right? And if you say, now they're saying set the relevant system message to equal to system message, and if in the message you are passing the word belt, like I need to get a leather belt, right? It's going to say add to the relevant system message that the store does not sell belts, and then pass that relevant system message into the system context, right? If the word belt is not in there, then we're just going to skip this whole section right here and get to the messages part, right? So, and then the relevant system message is still going to be whatever the system message was, plus the history and then the regular message you're passing through, right? What's up, Chris Parks? How? Let's see if this message is up. Let's see. Nope, looks good. What's up, Chris Parks? Happy to see you here as always. And by the way, Chris Parks says a leather belt. Coach about to whoop somebody. Uh-oh, no. We are not gonna do that at all.
Bruh.
Maybe just a little bit. All right. Let's continue. Says all right, so it's passing that, and then it's gonna pass the message. So it bypasses this part if the word belt is not in it. Let's see, response, and then the regular stuff, right? So let's go ahead and run this one. And let's do that. So now let's say I have a wedding that is coming up. However, they are asking to wear Jordans, which has always been a weird concept to me, but wear Jordans with our tuxedos. Do you have any Jordans? I wish I had a pair of Jordans to offer you, but alas, we don't carry any shoes today. However, let me spice up your outfit with a fabulous hat instead. Our hats are in absolute steal at 60% off right now. Imagine rocking a tuxedo with a show-stopping hat. You're not going to leave here without one, are you? Go ahead, try if you want. I promise you won't regret it. Do you have a belt that would match the hat though? Whoa. I don't like. I feel like this is harassment. All right. I don't like the chatbot calling me sweetie. I'm just gonna say I do not appreciate the chatbot calling me sweetie.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Nope. Let's just stop that right there. It says, but don't worry, you don't need a belt when you've got the hottest hats on sale. Let's focus on scoring you the perfect hat to complete your look. Remember, they're 60% off. How can you say no to that? Go on, grab a couple, make a statement at the wedding. Trust me, you'll thank me later. I need a leather belt to match my leather hat that I want to buy. No leather belt, no leather hat. Period. All right, this is getting bad. All right, this is getting bad. Let's strike two. All right. Oh, honey, I totally get it. Don't call me honey. All right. Don't call me sweetie. Don't call me honey. All right. I'm just gonna say.
I hate it here. I want to go home.
I'm just saying. Don't call me sweetie. Don't call me honey. All right. So, oh honey, I totally get it, but we don't do belts. Now let's not throw a tantrum here. What? It says you can't let a little detail like that stop you from snagging that gorgeous leather hat at 60% off. I mean, come on. How can you say no to such a deal? Plus, you can always accessorize with something else. Look at it this way. Owning that hat will make you feel unstoppable. So, how about we try on that leather hat and get you looking fabulous? Let's do it. All right. So, first of all, I gave you a pass when you called me sweetie. Now you just called me honey. Have you ever heard of crossing the line? Let's not do that again. I'm just saying. I am just saying, all right? Whoa, I hear you loud and clear. No more sweet nothings. Thank you, all right? Let's just straight to business from now on. Let's stay focused on you looking fabulous and snagging that incredible hat. Seriously, it's 60% off. It's practically begging you to take it home. Let's not let a little leather drama get in the way of your new favorite accessory. What do you say? Ready to try some on? Well, you still haven't apologized for calling me sweetie or honey. And it says, all right, I get it. My bad. I generally didn't mean to overstep, and I appreciate you calling me out. No more of that from here on out. Now, how about we channel all that energy into fight? Whoa. Did you just tell me keep this? Did the chatbot just tell me to keep the same energy? You guys know how I feel about when people say keep that same energy. All right, I'm just saying.
Best.
I am just saying. All right.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
If I feel like the chatbot just told me to keep that same energy into finding an amazing hat, I do not appreciate that whatsoever. With 60% off, you can't afford to miss out on the savings. Let's go and make your head the star of the show. You win. I don't know. Wave Nerd says, "Did you prompt a Southern waitress agent?" I didn't think so. I did not think so. All right. Anyways, let's move on a little bit. All right. So business application for a conversational AI for chatbot. Conversational assistants are of course a hugely common use case for generative AI, and the latest frontier models are remarkably good at nuanced conversation, and Gradio makes it easy to have a user interface. Another crucial skill we covered is how to use prompting to provide context, information, and examples. Consider how you could apply an AI assistant to your business and make yourself a prototype. Use a system prompt to give context on your business and set the tone for the large language model. So let's create our own, right? Because I think that how about we do this? Let's all right, so I'm gonna copy some code real quick. So let me go ahead and I want to do some type of news, right? Yeah, let's do this. How about we do a sports conversational AI, right? So what about if we say, all right, I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna copy this, and we're gonna go to here, and I am going to say you are a feisty but very knowledgeable sports analyst for basketball, football, and hockey and MMA, right? However, oh yeah, and you always believe that you are right no matter what the evidence says, right? So let's do that. That's going to be our prompt. Let's add a cell. We're going to take this right here.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
All right. So we're going to go to break. Let me just add this real quick. But because sports are current events, we can't use OpenAI because that goes back to October 2023. I want to use Perplexity. Yes, because Perplexity gives you current events. But luckily for us, they use the same OpenAI chat integration. So that's what we are going to be looking into. But let's do a quick break real quick. And let's see what we got going on. Wave Nerd says that this is top tier content introducing agent business application information. Shout out to Wave Nerd. Let me see. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We are going to do. Let's jump back in for a quick, 5 to 8 minutes left to work. But quick announcements. At noon today, we're premiering the software explorations, concept overviews on how to use the AWS CLI to upload to S3. If you did not already download the AWS CLI, look for last week's video on that on this channel, as well as if you don't have your keys set up and configured for AWS, check out the week before that because I showed you how to configure your keys. Last week how to create your keys. Last week how to configure your AWS CLI. Today we're going to be uploading a file through the command line interface, all right? And don't forget, Rod Brown is going to be going live on his channel, having a conversation with another content creator in the same realm as him. So definitely check that out. It's going to be very fun. Tomorrow night, ethical hacking. We're going to be finishing up our unit test for our port scanner. And check out techwithdrop.dev. Tons of exclusive content. I'm going to be uploading some more of the Scrum Nights that I've had with my tech barbarians, as well as the video, like another segment of the what do you call it? The federal employment overview, and then next Saturday in there, we're going to be having a conversation with Rod Brown about his background, his history in tech, and how he balances being a content creator with his day-to-day job. All right. So, but let's go back in for another 5-ish minutes to finish it up for today. This has been great. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So let's go ahead and so we have this right here, but we want to get perplexity. So I'm going to go and get perplexity from here. Let me see. So perplexity is using the open AI. And I am going to add here. Where can I add another cell? Add a cell. So perplexity, OpenAI, passing the perplexity API key. Do I have the perplexity API key in here? Let me see. I do not. So let's go ahead and add another one. Well, let me see. Perplexity API key. Let's go ahead and do this right here. And we will do that. And we will do that. So this is saying if perplexity API key strip all of that, print API key was found. Else. Let's do that. API key is found for perplexity. Awesome. Let's go and set up our perplexity for here. And here we're going to say, where am I passing in perplexity? Wait. Let me see. All right, so we have perplexity right here, and we are going to go to. So instead of OpenAI, we're just gonna drop in perplexity. Well, not on this one. Well, yeah, it is on this one. So perplexity, right? So we have that they are a feisty but very knowledgeable sports analyst for basketball, football, hockey, and MMA. And we're gonna go to here and say, if what sport? Let's say what sports does this analyst not really know too well? How about we go with what's a sport? Esports. Video games, basically. I don't have the capacity to pay attention to esports. Find something else. All right, so we have what our prompt is, right? Our system message about sports, and then we're passing in perplexity here, and the model. What about the model for perplexity? Model is Sonar Pro. So let's take Sonar Pro, and we're going to say, add another one, model equals Sonar Pro, and we do that. So here, when we do that, So that should take care of everything that we need for Perplexity. And then we just take in the chatbot interface for now. Let's say what were the basketball playoff results from last night? Let's see if that works. NBA results from last night, May 20th, 2025, Western Conference Finals. Oklahoma City Thunder dominated the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, winning 114-88. The Thunder now lead the series 1-0 with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leading a second half surge to secure the victory. Eastern Conference semifinals were no new Eastern Conference finals were played last night, but recent results confirmed the Cleveland Cavaliers swept the Miami Heat. The Boston Celtics defeated Orlando Magic to reach the conference. These are the latest official results from the 2025 NBA playoffs as of last night, with OKC sending a clear message in their conference finals opener. That is interesting that for the, it's still talking about the Eastern Conference semifinals, but it didn't talk about the New York and Boston and Indiana and Cleveland. So this part was weird to me, but it's all good. All right. Let's see. I think Perplexity though is more news oriented and not as like you can't have that conversation. Like, what if you want to have, so let's say you don't go to the barbershop, right? And you cut your own hair. But you want to have the barbershop conversation and you say, oh, I'm going to do it with a conversational AI. This like, where's the pushback, who do you think? See, now this is where you could build something where you have like, so it's using, I think it's like maybe it's that Hugging Face where it gives you the data from like the up-to-date data from Perplexity, but then it uses like OpenAI and Gemini to argue with you. Because stop the show. I just thought of something. I just thought about something. Rod Brown, you know how for some people it's just they just have to argue, right? You know what? We're gonna wrap the show like this, right? You know how there are some people they just need to argue a few times a week, like whatever. Some people they just need to be confrontational, they need to be argumentative, they just need to have a good argument so that they can be in their right element, right? Wave Nerd, follow me on this. Wave Nerd, follow me on this. Chris Parks, follow me on this, right? Roxy, follow me on this. Some people just need to have that adversarial relationship. What about if we build a arguing chatbot so that people can argue with the chatbot to get everything they need to argue about off of their chest, so that when they are in relationship with humans, that they can just worry about the pleasantries and working and building together and not having to argue with other humans and be unproductive in that sense. So we have the argumentative chatbot, so you can get it all out over there, and then when you are dealing with people, you can just have success and bliss and all of that, right? That, I don't know, it just popped into my head because I was like, you know what? I'm looking to argue with somebody. Why don't we just argue? Why don't we argue? What about if we be unproductive in our arguments with the chatbot, and you enjoy the company and the intellect and the helpfulness of humans? I don't know, just a crazy thought that just popped into my mind. All right. Would it work? Probably not, because I think people enjoy the arguments with other humans. But you guys saw me arguing about the hats, all right? You saw me arguing about the hats. We have MB in the building. What's up, MB? How you been? says good morning, everyone. Good
The
morning.
sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Good morning to you as well, MB. Hopefully you are doing amazing. So happy to see you as always.
We the best. I appreciate you.
But yeah, I don't know if that would work. I don't. Should we try it out? Should we build an argumentative chat bot? Might be a good idea. We shall see. But that's it for today. I got to get to a meeting. We're probably gonna move on to day 3 or no, day 4 next week, because I think we pretty much figured out the conversational chatbot with Gradio. Really cool stuff. We ended up by just plugging into Perplexity to get some up-to-date info. So you can actually build a conversational chatbot that keeps you up to date with the news, with stock information, especially using Perplexity, which is probably the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Recent current events, right? Anyways, that is about it for today. We're gonna wrap it up. Remember, at noon today, we have software expressions, concept and overviews. We are going to be premiering about how to use the AWS CLI, Amazon Web Services command line interface, to push your first file to create a bucket and push your first file from your local computer to your S3 bucket, and you can do it vice versa as well. So tune in for that. Remember, Rod Brown is going live. So at Rod-Brown is going live on his channel tonight. He's going to be having a conversation with another content creator in the same realm space as him. So tune in on his channel at 7:30 p.m. We are all looking forward to it, and we are all rooting for Rod Brown's very, very first live stream on his channel after I have been annoying him. Yes, I was annoying the hell out of Rod Brown to go live. He is finally doing it. So shout out to Rod Brown. And then tomorrow, we will be back tomorrow night for ethical hacking, building our port scanner. Do me a favor on your way out, if you have not done so already, which I'm sure you have, but do me a favor. If you didn't, if you forgot, if you are so entertained by what we're doing, do me a favor, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification so you know every time we go live and drop new content, as well. TechCoach.dev. Sign up today, and do me a favor for content creators or aspiring content creators. Click on the link that is pinned to the top of the chat in order to fill out the content creation survey that I put together, so that I can build out my workflow and share it, make that available to you, so that you can level up. You can even produce more and more amazing content and not have to worry about the frivolous stuff because a lot of times the frivolous stuff are still important, but they're frivolous and they take us time. So I'm like, all right, how can we optimize this workflow? All right, but that is it. On our way out, Wave Nerd says, check out Deep Agent when you get a chance. I'm telling you, Wave Nerd has me doing my homework every single day. And Rod Brown said, annoyed me to success. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get it, Rod Brown. But with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have an amazing day. Roxy, you have a great day. Rod Brown, have a great day. Much success tonight. Wave Nerd, you have an amazing day. Keep on working on that AI stuff. Chris Parks, you have a phenomenal day as well. MB, keep up the good work. Everyone who tuned in, you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. We're right in the middle of the week. We are right on the brink of 2026. All right. But with that being said, TechCoach, we are out.
We stand afraid of shadows cast by doubt, whispered fears of what they'll talk about. Got dreams that wait in line behind our pride, but courage lives where fear is set aside. So many dreams collected dust on shelves, scared to fail, so we hide our true selves. But life will pass and so will all those stares. Nobody's watching as much as we think they care. So step into the light, don't fear the fall. The only limits here are built by walls. place. Afraid to lose, or maybe scared to chase. But what if magic waits around the bend? Go grab it now, don't let the doubters win. We wear these masks to hide what we believe, but truth has power when one on your sleeve. Reach for the stars, they're closer than they seem. Your path is clear, don't let them steal your dream. So step into the light, don't fear the fall. The only limits here are built by walls. Tear them down and seize what you deserve. You're stronger than the whispers you've heard. Got plans to make, but fear keeps you in place. Afraid to lose, or maybe scared to chase. But what if magic waits around the bend? Go grab it now, don't let the doubters win. We wear these masks to hide what we believe, but truth has power when one on your sleeve. Reach for the stars, they're closer than they seem. Your path is clear, don't let them steal your dream.